Today we're going to learn how to assign strings into variables. The interface for MV isn't very intuitive when it comes to doing that, so I made this little project here and we're going to run through it, and then I'll show you how to go ahead and make it using string variables. These events on top are already coded. After I show you the demo, we're going to code these bottom ones. You should then be able to put strings into variables. Okay, so let's run the demo here. Okay, what we got is our little player here. Like I said, these events down here aren't coded yet, so they're just there. Talk to her. She tells us, well, the crystal's clear. And we can see the crystal is clear, so I bet you know what's good these buttons are going to do. Yep, it turns it red. And she tells us the crystal is now red. So we come over here to green, push that little button, crystal turns green. She now tells us it's green. And last but not least, the blue button turns the crystal blue. And what does Sally say? Sally says the crystal is now blue. And that's about it. And we did these events using string variables. So let's shut the game down and we'll go about showing you how we coded it. Alright, here we go. We're going to get started. The first step here, we're going to create an initialization event here, and we're going to program this event down here for the NPC. So let's look at this one. It's very simple. All we're going to do is put our string into an MV variable, and then we're going to erase the event because we don't need it anymore. We're also going to set it to auto run as soon as the player enters the zone or the game starts. So let's do that. So come down here, new event. We don't need any kind of image. All this, the only thing we want to do is auto run. So it starts up as soon as we enter the zone, which is our starting zone. And then right here, we're going to new control variable, and we're going to click on this, and this is the one we set up for the top. This is the one we're going to set here, and I just named it push button 2. So you're going to come here, type in push button 2, that shows us that it's our second one, and hit OK. And now here's the secret. Now here's where you would put your variable, your value in. 13, whatever you want. But instead of that, we're going to go down to script, and in quotations, we're going to put in whatever, we're going to put in clear, but you would put in whatever value you needed in that variable, and there you go. That's all there is to it. Okay, now we don't need this event anymore, so we're going to erase this event after it runs. Hit apply. I just have a habit of doing that. It's good to get in the habit. And that's it. Now for the NPC, all we're going to do is make a text box and have her say the crystal is now, and then this little bit of code here just refers to the variable that we just created. Okay, so on this one, we're just going to go down. I already created this one here. You're just going to choose your image, put it on walking animation, and all you have to do is action button. Then over here, we're going to new, and we're going to show text, and we're going to type in the crystal is now And then we're going to use our little bit of code there. And if you noticed when I first created it, the text box, it showed all those little codes. And maybe I'll do another tutorial later to show you all of them. Well, there you go. I actually don't know how that comes up, but there it was. So control, or /V square brackets, and then the variable we created was number 6, so we're going to put 6 in there to reference the value that's in the 6th variable. And we're going to preview it. Now this won't show up until the game actually runs. Yeah, we're going to put a period there. And we're going to OK, apply, and that's all there is to it. So the initialization event and the NPC should be set up. So let's just run and play test it. Yes, we want to save the changes. New game. And now she says the crystal is clear, which we know that from the demo. And oh, well, I think I know what I did. And we're gonna close that back. Yep, use the wrong slash. So we're gonna click on that. We're gonna edit. Put backslash. Okay, and apply. Now we'll run it again and see how she works. Now, there we go. Crystal is now clear. That's it. So those two events are done. So the next one will program the buttons. Next section. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to code the buttons. So if we take a look at this event here, it's a 2-page event. Okay, the first page, we're going to show the image as the button not being pressed. And it's going to be an action button because we want our character to be able to push it. It's going to wait 30 frames, which equals a half a second. It's going to play the switch sound event. It's going to change our control variable to blue. So if we just start the game, it'll be clear, and then we're going to change it to blue. Then we're going to put the self switch A equal to on. Okay, after that, self switch A is on, so it'll go to this page where we have marked here self switch A on. Well, we have self switch, it's checking to make sure self switch A is on. We're going to change the graphic to being pressed in. So it's going to stay pressed in for 30 frames, which is half a second. It's going to play an event, sound event. Then it's going to turn self switch A as off. Now the only other thing is on the second page we have it set to auto run. So it runs automatically. So self switch A is off. So the next time it cycles through, it's going to do what we have on this page because it's not checking for any self switches. And that's about it. So let's do that to the bottom down there. So there we already put the button as being not pressed, and it's on action button, which we want. Now here we're going to wait. New. Go over to wait as soon as I find it. Well, there we go. Timing wait. Like I said, 60 equals a second, so we're going to set it at 30. That's a pretty good time. Okay, now we're going to play a sound effect for the clicking. And I actually forgot what sound effect it was. Like switch 1. switch 1. There you go. We're going to put it down a little. Just the value here. There we go. Hit OK. So now we want to change our switch, our variable, which we had as 6, to blue. So we're going to go new, control variable, which is on tab 1. And we're going to make sure we select number 6. And here again, to put the string value in quotations, we're going to put blue. And last but not least, we're going to put self switch A on. So we're going to new, self switch A as being on, it's automatically on. OK. And that's it for that page. So now we're going to create a new event page. And over here, we're going to make sure self switch A is marked there. So that means the program, this event, is checking to see if A is on, which we just turned it off, or we just turned it on our last page. So there you go. Now this is going to run. So we're going to wait 30 seconds. We're going to wait 30 frames, which is half a second. And let's do this first. We're going to get this image of the pushed in button. Because when we put self switch A on, it's going to come over here and it's going to show this image. And I think it's here. So we're going to use that one. And this is going to be an auto run event. We're going to play our sound event, sound effect. Switch A. Switch 1. Wait, it might be, I forget what we said, but we'll, there we go. Now we're going to, now that's going to turn that, now we're going to switch this A. Yes. We're going to switch A off. So control switch A. We're now going to set that to off. And then we'll apply. That should be all there is to it. Then we're going to do the same for the green, and we're going to do the same for the red. But here's how we're going to do this. We're going to copy and paste it. Actually, we'll copy and paste it from here. Hold down the shift, select it all, copy, close that one out, and here we're going to paste it. We already got the green image there. We already got it to action button, so we're good to go. We'll apply that. The only thing we have to edit is this one right there. So we're going to edit that, and we're going to change it to our variable for the bottom, which is number 6. So we'll go down there to edit. Instead of button push 1, we want button push 6. Since it's the last one we use, it's already there for us. And it's already set up down here as being for green. And we'll apply it. Okay. We'll come up here, go to our second page, hold down shift and select everything. Copy, close this out, down here, add a new page, and paste, and here we want the green switch pressed. There you go. And we're going to apply. For this one, we're just going to copy this all together, and I'll erase this one down here. then we'll paste it. That's just another way to do it. Then we have to come in here. Now this is all set up already. We don't have to do anything here. All we have to do is edit this one line from the button pushed to the button pushed to, from the first variable to reference the sixth variable. And we already got it set it to red. Okay. And apply. That should be good. So now we got all the buttons set up. So now the crystal isn't going to work because we haven't programmed that yet. But the NPC should tell us which button was pushed. So we're going to test it. See if we got it right. So she comes down, says it's clear. Oh, we screwed up that button there, but push this is blue. She says it's blue. And if you can hear the phone ringing in the background, I apologize for that. I should have turned the ringer off, but didn't. And we'll have to fix that graphic, but she should now tell us, oh, no, she says it's blue. That's wrong. Well, let's try this one. And the red one works. So basically, we'll have to go back and check out what's going on with that green one. Otherwise, we're good to go. Let's go check that out. So switch A. Image is right. Okay, here's what we got. Didn't change this to auto run. You're seeing me make little mistakes like that. I'm not going to redo these videos and take them out because you know what? It's just part of programming. You're going to have this. Alright, that's what playtesting is for. So now we're going to run the program again. Obviously did something there. If you can hear that, it's just gonna repeating the click. So we'll close that. Edit this one again. Action button. Oh, we also forgot to put our check there for the self switch. Alright, now we'll try to run it again and see how we work. Looks good. Crystal is now clear. Red, we already checked. We know it works. That's good. There we go. And the crystal is now green. Crystal is now blue. So there you go. All our buttons work. NPC works. We initialized our variable to be clear when it first starts up. The only thing we got to do now is program this crystal. And we'll do that in the next step. Okay, the only thing we have left to do is to program the crystal. So look at this crystal up here. And as you see, it's a 4-page event. The first page, we're going to have the crystal image set to clear, a clear image. We're going to use the stepping animation, that way it spins. And we're going to make this a parallel event. That means it continuously runs even as the game plays. Okay, and then over here it's just a series of if-then statements. if the game variable 1 is equal to blue. In JavaScript, two equal signs means equal to. One would assign blue to that variable. So one equal sign in JavaScript is assignment, two is comparison. Then if it is blue, we're going to put self switch A as being on. Now what that does, so if we push the blue button, this event is listening or waiting for that variable to change. So if we push the blue button, it will turn that self switch A on. It will then come to this page because right here we check for listen for self switch A. We'll change the crystal to blue, put the stepping animation on. And then over here, if we'll check and see if the variable is not blue. The exclamation point and the equals to is a comparison not equal to in JavaScript. I hope that makes sense. This is a comparison to make sure it is not equal to. That means as this event is listening, waiting for that variable to change, as soon as it becomes not blue, we're going to turn this self switch A off. Once we turn it off, it will go back to this event. Okay? In this event, we'll check for any other colors. Whatever other value it's going to be. It's either going to be green or red, because somebody pushed the green or red button. So let's run through that again. This event is when the crystal is clear. It's the initialization. When we start it up, this crystal is clear. Somebody comes over, presses the blue button. It's waiting and constantly checking what color that variable or what value that variable is. As soon as it is equal to blue, we turn self switch A on. The event runs, self switch A is on, we change the image to blue, play the animation. It's also a parallel event. As soon as somebody pushes another button, it's either green or red, this is no longer blue, we turn the switch off. It comes back to this event. It's either green or red. Let's say it's green. Somebody pushed the green button. Checks, is it equal to green? Yes. We turn B on. B, here on page 3, we check for if it's on. We turn the crystal to green. Stepping animation. It's a parallel event. And it stays that way until that variable is not equal to green. It's either blue or red. We turn the self switch B off. This sends it back to this one. It once again checks. Now this is going to happen so fast you're never going to see it go back to clear. And someone either checked blue or red. Let's say they hit the red button. If it's equal to, control self switch C is turned on, which we have set up over here. Self switch C is on. We turn the crystal to red. This stepping animation. It's a parallel event, so it's watching and waiting for it to turn any other color or any other value other than red. As soon as this is no longer red, we turn C off, which throws us back to this page, which then checks to see what was pressed. It's either going to be blue or green. And it just continually cycles through there and checks what color this value is. Okay? That's what we're doing. And this is a little JavaScript. This variable here references our variable list in our editor. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll program the crystal. So here we're going to hit edit. We already got it set up. We want it to set stepping animation so it rotates. We're going to turn this to a parallel event. Now, we're going to go new and conditional branch. And we are going to use a script, which is right there. And then we're going to put $, if $, game variable. And I'll check this again in case I get it wrong. Dot value. And now we're checking number 6 because that's the one we set up there. Is equal to, we're going to put 2 equal signs, that's the comparison. And the first one we're going to check the blue button. And then here we're going to put a new one. So if it is blue, we're going to put new, and then we're going to control cell switch and we're going to turn A on. Apply it. Okay, now we're going to put a new page. Click over here. Click on that new page. Make sure self switch A is on. It's checking for self switch A to be on. We're going to show the blue crystal, which I think is right here. And we'll throw this one in there. Well, I think it doesn't really matter because we're going to animate it. So okay, we're going to turn this to stepping animation. We're going to go new. And we're going to put a script in there. Well, now we're going to put a conditional branch in there. Conditional branch. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to do if, which is what the conditional branch is going to. Game variable. Dot value. Again, we're using 6. Is not equal to blue. What do we want to do if it's not equal to blue? We want to turn self switch A off. Apply. We'll say okay. Now we're going to just test that real quick to make sure I got it right. Didn't spell anything wrong. Game variable is not defined, so yes, I screwed it up. Oh, yes, I did. Game variables. And I also spelled it wrong. So what we're going to do, just copy that. So down here. Let's just paste it down here. Forgot an A. Forgot an ES. The variables. We're just going to edit that. Spell it right. If game variables dot value equals 6, we're good. Or game value of variable 6 equals blue, we're good. Alright. Should pay more attention. That's what spell checker does to you anymore. Now let's try her. So far so good. We'll come down here. She will tell us the crystal's clear. We'll go over here, push this button. There you go, the crystal turns blue. She tells us the crystal is blue. And I think we must have used a different crystal. Yeah, I used a different crystal. So but she works. Over here, it'll turn it green, but we didn't do the other two buttons. So far it is working the way we need it to. Alright, let's try and continue on. Let's do the green button. So now we already got this, so we're going to just copy this, paste it again. Now we're going to edit. Down here we're going to turn it to green. We're going to turn self switch B on. So we're going to make a new page. This is for the check for self switch B to be on. Okay, well, we're going to delete that. What happened there is I was on tab 1, so when I made a new page, it put it in the second position where I really wanted it in the third, just because of my OCD. And we're going to put self switch as B as being on. We'll just come over here, we'll copy all that, we'll paste it, and we'll edit it. Turn this to green. And we'll edit that line to be self switch B turned off. And last thing here, we're going to put crystal to the green one. Sure this is a parallel event. With the stepping animation. I'm going to come back over here just for consistency, and we're going to turn it to this crystal. And we forgot to put this to parallel event. So now that's set. Everything on this event should be set to parallel because it's going to continuously listen for that variable to change. Okay, and now we're on that. We're going to add a new event page. This is going to be for the red, so we're going to get our red crystal. Put it to the stepping animation. Put it to a parallel event. And it's probably already in my clipboard, but we'll come over here and copy it again. And paste it. Edit, change this from green to red. If the minute that somebody pushes anything with the red button, we want to change it to the other color. So we're going to come here and change this, edit it, self switch C off. And also make sure we're checking for self switch C to be on or to run that part of the event. So that looks good. Checking for B, crystal, parallel event, that looks good. Checking for C, red, stepping, parallel, red, turn C off, that looks good. We're going to apply that. Then we're going to play test. Game. Says the crystal's clear. And we did something wrong with the red button. We have something wrong in there yet. Not doing very good there. So let's go back here. See what we're doing. Well, there's the problem there. We forgot to put in for our red button, so we're going to copy this. Paste. We're going to edit. Change this to red. Edit this and turn it so switch C is turned on. Okay, that one looks good. We spelled that one wrong, so we probably spelled them all wrong, so we're going to edit. Things right. Okay, they're all spelled right there. All spelled right there. And we're going to have to edit there. Okay, that's what I get for trying to do this while I'm recording a video. Alright, let's try this again. There we go. And our buttons work. Blue, says red. Well, let's go check and see if she says red. And she says red.